Alright, hopefully this works. This is a video for trying to show you guys how I do the animations. I'll try to make this quick. Hopefully it's quick. Alright, so I'm going to grab a Stormtrooper here. Boom. I'm going to position him at 0. Scale. And I'm going to add the Avatar Descriptor. Real quick, I'm going to make sure that the dot for the Avatar Descriptor is... Alright, there it is. It's at his chest level. Boom. I'm going to put this at 0.8.9. 2. Nope. 1.95. 4. What did I do? That was 7. 4. Okay. And the Z, I'm gonna just go 0.1518. That's close enough, right? Sorry. Sometimes people just get a little crazy with their little thing. Okay. That's close enough, whatever. That's not super important. Alright, here we go. I'm going to add the boom box. Should I do the boom box? No, I'm not going to do the boom box. I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to do a globe. Alright, like a globe like that, right? So I have... For some reason these don't work, but I do have this that works. So boom, and I'm just going to throw this texture on that I have. So that works. 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. I'm going to ignore that right now. And I'm going to set it at 0 also. So basically what you want to do is put it at his hand. I'm not going to get super perfect for this. You definitely should get this super perfect if you are trying to do something. Right now it doesn't matter if the fingers are clipping into that because you're going to be changing the position of the fingers. If you want to orient it, you know, in case you're not really sure how to orient stuff, I press E, which is the hotkey for clicking right here. Here's your regular movement tool. If you press E, it changes to this rotation, and then R will change it to the shrink and stuff. So I'm going to just rotate it to get Antarctica on the palm because it's going to stay like that. And boom, it looks like he's holding it. Alright, cool. Now what I'm going to do is you gotta make the world a part of your avatar. So I click my avatar and the world isn't selected, right? It's not a part of him yet. So under your Stormtrooper or your avatar, you go down and you want to find it's on his right hand. So I'm gonna go down the hierarchy to his right. Right wrist is the wrist bone, is his hand, because these are the fingers. Once you see fingers, you can stop. So the world is going to go into the hand or wrist or whatever your hand bone is called. So now if you want to add, I'll show you really quickly if you want to add sound, how you do that. I'm not going to put sound in it. I'm not going to mess with sound to get it working. But if you wanted to play a song or make a sound effect when the animation is cued, at this point what you would do is right click on your item that is being animated and you go down to audio and audio source. This creates an audio source within the object. You can position the audio source, like let's say if you have a gun and you want the gun sound to display on the tip of the barrel of the gun, then you can position it like that if you wanted to. Now what you're going to do is you take an MP3 file. I'll show you. I have some laying around here. Where the frig is my stuff? It's under Boombot. Nope. Alright, I do have one for this EarthChan. So you take an MP3 file and you are going to throw that MP3 file into audio clip right here. And then what you want to do is mess with these. Easiest settings that I found is priority 0, volume, bring it down a little bit, somewhere in the 0.3 to 0.5 range to make it not super deafening, and then I go 1 0 1 0. Custom roll off, change it to linear, min distance to 0, max distance to how far you want to hear or people to hear it, and then if you have this, you can add it with the add component. Just type in audio source and it should come up, the ONSP audio source. You don't need, I don't think you need it, but it's just there for me. So and then I changed these numbers to match those numbers. So I'm gonna get rid of the audio source. No, I'm gonna leave it there for this video. So now we have the item as a part of our hierarchy of our character, and the world and the audio source are both a part of our character. So what you're gonna do is hide the audio source, because you don't want it to play all the time when you're not doing the animation, and you're gonna hide, oh, hold on, backtrack. Ignore that for a second. So you have the character with all the stuff in here. I might backtrack a lot here. So you take your character, right click, duplicate. Now back in your original, you're gonna hide the audio source, uncheck it, and the world, uncheck it. Now you can still see it there because what we're seeing is the duplicate laying directly on top of the original. So come on, there we go. So our original character has the world and the audio source hidden. So we're gonna hide, for the time being, hide our original character. All this gets grayed out. Boom. Oh, there are some audio. I should have just used those. Okay, so my duplicate. Now what I'm going to do, the animation sources, the objects, and the audio are still, because we copied it while it was active in this one, they're still in here, and they are showing, which is why you can see them here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the animation pane. So I go to Window. If you don't already have it, you do this, Window, Animation, and then it pulls up this window. And what I like to do is just click on this tab here, and I drag it down right next to Console. Or you can press Control-6 as a hotkey to pull that up and do the same thing. If you already have the animation tab, it means you either did that at some point or you got blessed and it's already there. So with the duplicate Stormtrooper selected, I hit Create. I'm going to name it pull, or like show globe, just something. I just don't like to call it animation because some characters already have preset animations in the Unity package. So I kind of make it specific. Save. You're going to add some priorities now. Under Add Priority, you go to Armature, Hips. Basically, go find your world, and then what you're looking for is this under world is active, and you press the little plus button, and your world is now, the globe is now in the thing. A good trick is to make sure this is checked with these things that you're adding. Now if you want the sound to be brought in also, you do the exact same thing with the sound, which is underneath your world. So you go down to world, down to audio source, and then this is active, click that. Now underneath world audio source, and make sure that is also selected. Now, positioning fingers. I will show you briefly, because I hate 40-minute videos that I've watched where the guy got super particular about his finger placement on his animation. Oops, I'm doing the wrong thing. On his animation to make it look nice. I'm not even going to use this avatar. It's going to get deleted. I'm not even going to save it. So on my right hand, what you want to do is you look for, you add property, you go to animator, scroll down until you find your right hand. Alright, all these finger bones, index 1 stretch, index 2 stretch, index 3 stretch, index spread, little finger, all of those, 1, 2, 3 spread, middle finger, 1, 2, 3 spread, ring, and the thumb all the way down. You're going to add all of these, and you have to do it one at a time. If somebody knows how to add all these at once, let me know. For now, I'm just going to do the index finger to show you how to position a finger. And then you're going to be doing this with all of the fingers to make it work. That's left hand. Right hand, index, spread. Alright, so now you're going to want to have your right hand index, or right hand in all of your fingers, all of the bones, and the spread. So now what we do is we go into here, and what we're going to do is, I don't know why the audio source is still super showing right now. You position your camera to where you can see what you're doing pretty easily on your object. These values now correspond to the position of your finger. If you go positive, okay, there we go. Your character will go into this crouched seated position once you start at some point messing with the stuff. So don't be worried. Your character's not going to turn out like this. So obviously, if you go back to 0, your finger moves in. If you go to 1, your finger spreads out. If you go to -1, your finger curves in. So if you're holding a sword or whatever, your fingers are going to want to curl in. So let's say 1. That's a little bit too far, so I want to go 0.5. Okay, that looks slightly lined up now. Now I want to stretch the second bone. I'm just going to go 0.5. And the fingertip shouldn't be curved, so 0.5. So now his fingers at kind of a more relaxed, almost laid out spot. The stretch will kind of just like, it's really weird. It's really easier to see it on the thumb, but it's, I guess, stretching your finger out. The thumb will kind of rotate how your thumb joint rotates. You can move your thumb down your hand and touch your pinky knuckles, right? It's kind of like, that's how that works for the thumb. So once you have all these set up and you do it with all your fingers, what you're going to want to do is collect this all these diamonds here on the 1 minute mark is where they're going to default to. Just delete them. Select all of your giant list of all your fingers and your objects and stuff here by clicking the top diamond, and Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste at 1 second mark. And your scene might, look like this, where you don't have that 0.5 or whatever, but you want everything to be at the 1 second, end your animation at 1 second mark. Okay, so your animation's done. You have all your fingers lined up properly. Your object is gonna appear, and your audio source is gonna come live once you trigger the animation. So we go back to project, and now you will see that you have this file right here. Show globe. This is the animation that we now have. If you don't already have this custom, it's called the custom override empty, whatever. What you do to get it is you go to the VRC SDK asset in your assets, and you want to browse down. Here it is, VRC SDK. You're going to browse down to, come on lag, examples, and then sample, examples, sample assets, animation. You find a folder or a thing that looks like this with a plus sign here, custom override empty. You're going to Control D to duplicate, and then you have a duplicate. I already had one laying in there for some reason because I'm just foolish. And now you're going to take that and you're going to drag it into, there you go. You're going to drag it into your Stormtrooper folder. Mine's not working because one's already in there. If you get in this no sign, you already have it in there. So what you're going to do is drag and drop it into the character you're working on. And then you'll have it right here. It'll just show up in there. So you click on it, and then here's this big old list of all your emotes. If you have a character that already comes with emotes, some of them may be already taken up and whatnot, but by default you don't have any animation clips. It's default, like handgun is automatically going to go handgun. So what you can do is you take your animation file and you drag it and you drop it into whatever one you want. Hand open, show globe. Ignore my errors. This I didn't rig it properly. Make sure your character is a humanoid and make sure you have bones. This doesn't work if you don't have bones. We're going to pretend like that's not there, that you're not getting this issue, right? Your character is humanoid. I may be able to fix it in a second here, but whatever. Now, you have your animation is now in your custom override animator controller. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go back to your inspector here, right? You're going to hide your animated Stormtrooper, and you're going to show your not animated Stormtrooper. And notice he doesn't got no globe or audio signal in there. That's good. This is what your character is going to look like in game until you do the animation. So you click on him, you get the descriptor here. That's okay. Those, I know what happened with those error codes. Ignore that shit. Your custom override controller that has your animation in here, you're gonna drag that onto where it says custom standing animations, custom sitting animations. You're gonna come over here, drag and drop, boom, drag and drop, boom. If you have an audio source, it'll say you have an audio source. So that's how you know your character, the audio source is in your character. That just lets you know that that's there. So this character is ready to go with the animation. You have the animation inside the custom override, and the custom override is in your Avatar Descriptor. So you can go ahead and just build and publish. And the video I'm making this for you guys, you've seen me do the boombox and the globe thing before, so they work. And this is how I do it. I don't know if other videos do it the exact same way. This is how I do it. And that's that. Good luck. Hopefully it doesn't screw up for you, and if it does, just let me know. Bye.